Hello class, today we're going to talk about how to solve problems using the area and circumference of a circle, and this is from lessons 8.5 and 8.6 in the book. So as always, we're going to start off with our definitions here. So our first definition is that of the circumference. So hopefully you've all heard this before, but if not, here it is. The circumference is the curved boundary of the circle. It is the length that it takes to go around the entire circle. And we find it using the equation 2 pi r or pi d, where r is the radius of the circle and d is the diameter. And pi is just an arbitrary number, where pi is equal to approximately 3.14. All right, the next definition we have here is the area of a circle. So the area of a circle is all of the space taken up inside of the circle. And it is found using the formula pi r squared, one of the most famous formulas in math. And again, in that situation, pi is approximately 3.14 and r is the radius. All right, so let's get into some examples here. We want to find find the circumference of the circle. So to find the circumference of the circle, we are either going to use the formula 2 pi r or pi d, where d is the diameter. Now, the reason that these two formulas here are equal is because 2 times the radius is always going to give you the diameter. Because remember, the radius is just half of the diameter, right? Well, let's look at this problem here. What does it give us? Well, it gives us the entire line across here. And the entire line across is the diameter. So let's use this formula, pi d. So 12 is obviously the diameter here because it tells us it's 12 centimeters. We're going to multiply that by pi. Now, whenever you're multiplying by pi, you're going to need to go straight to a calculator because, well, you can't just multiply by that in your head, that's for sure. Now, when we multiply this together here, we get 37.699, but I'm just going to round this to 37.7. So the circumference of the circle here is 37.7 centimeters. Now, I would also accept 12 pi as an answer here. And the reason we accept pi as an answer in math is because it's a lot more exact than just rounding this number here to 37.7, right? 12 pi is a more exact number, so I would leave this pi here attached if I wanted to. But both of these right here could be considered correct answers. All right, so for the next one here, we want to find the area of the same circle. So in this situation, our diameter is still 12. Let's remember, our area formula is pi r squared. So we need to find our radius here. So what is a radius but half the diameter? So if I were to cut this diameter in half here, this would of course just be 6 centimeters, or 12 divided by 2, which is 6. So let's plug that into our formula. We have pi. Now our radius squared, it is 6 squared. Now what this really means when we're saying a number squared is we're saying pi times 6 again. But we do this little squared above to just be a shorthand, basically. So anytime you see a squared number like that, it means we're multiplying it by itself. So 6 times 6, or 6 squared, is obviously 36. So we get 36 pi. Again, if you wanted to stop there, I would understand, unless the question asked you to go further. But if we multiply these together again, we would get 113.097, or I will round this to 113.10. And this would be centimeters, and this time centimeters squared, because we are finding the area inside here as opposed to the circumference around. All right, couple more examples for us here. We again want to find the circumference of the circle. So this time we were only given the radius, so let's just use our second formula, 2 pi r. So we have 2 times, here our radius is equal to 12 times pi. So 2 times 12 is 24 times pi. Hint, hint, this is in the form of pi times d now because we just multiplied those two numbers together. And then if we multiply 24 times pi, we would get the number 75.398, but I will just round this to 75.40. Yes, 75.40 miles, just miles, not miles squared, because remember, we're only finding the circumference here. Alrighty, so we got one more example for us here. It looks like this is going to be a short video for y'all. We want to find the area of our circle. So our area formula is pi r squared. Well, we have pi. Here r is 12, so 12 squared. 12 times 12 is obviously 144, excuse me. So we get 144 times pi, and that would give us the number 452.389. I'm going to round this to 452.39 miles squared. Quite a big circle here. Alrighty, so those were just our formulas for area and circumference. Not too much on these here. Hopefully these were some easier ones for us. Might even be a review for some people. But let's just quickly go over to our conclusion. So today we learned about our circumference, right? And the circumference is pi times the diameter. We also learned about our area formula. And our area formula tells us that the area of a circle is found using the formula pi r squared. Now, going more into this, we can make some relations, right? We could say that circumference is basically like the perimeter of a polygon because it's the area that takes up the outside, and area is just the same as the area of another polygon, right? Because it's all the area on the inside. Alrighty, if you guys have any questions, make sure to bring them to class tomorrow. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, everyone. Bye-bye.